Welcome to More Than Medicine, the podcast from Zeam Health. This show explores how integrated psychiatry, primary care, and aesthetics come together to support the whole person, not just isolated symptoms. Each episode is grounded in clinical insight, real-world care, and the latest research, helping you better understand your health and the options available to you. Whether you're navigating mental health, managing a chronic condition, or thinking about preventive or aesthetic care, this is where medicine connects. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're talking about something that a lot of people wonder the moment they start psychiatric care. What is progress supposed to look like, and when should I expect it? Because starting treatment takes real courage. Most people show up to that first appointment carrying a lot, and usually one quiet hope: please let something click quickly. And that urgency makes sense. When symptoms feel heavy, waiting feels impossible. But here's the honest truth: meaningful change usually doesn't arrive as one big aha moment. Most of the time, the first few months are about building a foundation and learning what working actually looks like in real life. So today, I'm going to walk you through realistic milestones for the first 30, 60, and 90 days. And I'll also explain why setbacks don't mean failure. They're actually part of how the plan gets sharper. Let's start here. Progress is not the same thing as feeling happy. That's one of the biggest misunderstandings people have about psychiatric treatment. Progress often starts smaller than that. Sometimes it looks like a steadier morning, a little less pressure in your chest, thoughts that don't spiral quite as fast, the inner critic getting quieter, just long enough for you to breathe. And at first, these shifts feel too small to count. But they matter because they create space. Space to function, to think, to respond instead of react. Clinicians often call this functional progress, and one way they track it is with tools like the PHQ-9, which measures depression symptoms over time. For example, a VA study involving veterans receiving ketamine treatment for depression showed meaningful PHQ-9 movement within the first several weeks, including a portion of people reaching big improvements by week 6. The details aren't the point here. The point is this: measurable change can happen early, even when you don't feel fixed, and that's what we want to normalize. Stabilization and safety come first. So what usually happens in the first 30 days? Honestly, it often feels slower than people expect, because most of the work is happening under the surface. Clinicians are usually focused on 3 things first: easing the sharpest symptoms, managing crisis points or safety concerns, building a working plan with trust and honest communication. Think of it like this: before you renovate a house, you make sure the foundation is stable. You don't start building a second story while the ground is still shaking. During this phase, a lot of people notice small, early shifts. Anxiety spikes don't last as long. Sleep stabilizes slightly. Routines feel less impossible. The heaviness moves one layer back instead of sitting on your throat. And I want to say something important here. Your role isn't passive. Progress in month 1 often depends on your willingness to show up, mention what feels off, report side effects, be honest about sleep, appetite, energy, intrusive thoughts, and give the plan time to reveal what it's doing. This stage is more adjustment than arrival, but it matters a lot. Active adjustment and emerging function. In the second month, things often become more active. Once you've got an initial response, even a small one, providers start fine-tuning. And here's something people need to hear. Adjustments are not failure. They're personalization. Medication timing might change. A dose might shift. A therapy approach might get more specific. Or your clinician might recommend adding a support layer, CBT, EMDR, group therapy, lifestyle structure, skills-based work, whatever fits your pattern. And this is when people often start noticing glimmers, not full joy. Not perfect calm, but glimmers like cooking a meal again, laughing for a moment without forcing it, focusing long enough to finish one task, and getting outside without it feeling like climbing a mountain. Research on psychotherapy outcomes shows that for many people, meaningful improvement becomes easier to detect after multiple sessions, not one or two. And that's part of why consistency matters. And if you're doing combined care, psychiatry plus therapy, this is often the point where those two tracks start reinforcing each other. Integration and sustainable momentum. By month 3, many patients start consolidating gains. Symptoms might still show up, but life becomes more manageable around them. This is where integration begins. Meaning, you use coping skills earlier, before you're in crisis. You recover faster after a bad day. You tolerate social contact better. Responsibilities feel less threatening. And you stop feeling like symptoms are driving the entire car. This is where measurement and tracking are really helpful, because day-to-day mood can still fluctuate. You might have a rough week and think, I'm back at 0. But when you look back at the numbers, or even your own notes, you often realize, no, I'm not back at 0. I'm just having a dip on a higher baseline. That's real progress. Some collaborative care models show modest symptom reductions over about 3 months. Not dramatic, not movie style, but steady enough to matter. And that's what a lot of real-world healing looks like. Now, let's talk about the part everyone hates. Setbacks. Progress rarely moves in a straight line. A hard week doesn't erase progress. It adds information. Stress, hormonal cycles, sleep disruption, grief, conflict, physical illness, all of that can spike symptoms temporarily. That doesn't mean the treatment isn't working. It often means you found a trigger, you found a weak spot, or you learned what support needs strengthening. Clinicians actually use setbacks as data to refine the plan. Adjust medication, tighten therapy focus, add tools, change frequency, or step care up for a period, then step back down again. So setbacks aren't proof the map is wrong. They're part of how the map gets clearer. So if you're in your first 30 to 90 days, here's the core message. Progress often shows up as restored function, increased resilience, fewer spirals, better sleep, and a stronger partnership with your provider. Not just the absence of pain. Small changes count. A calmer morning. A shorter spiral. A moment of connection. Those early shifts carry more weight than they seem. If you're looking for psychiatry services near you, Zeam can help. We focus on thoughtful adjustments, structured monitoring, and care that fits real life, so your progress actually holds. And in our next episode, we're tackling a topic a lot of patients ask about. IV ketamine for depression. What patients often ask before starting. We'll cover candidacy, safety, what sessions feel like, how quickly it works, and how to know if it's the right next step. Thanks for listening. And if this episode helped, share it with someone who's starting treatment and needs a realistic picture of what early progress actually looks like.
Thanks for listening to More Than Medicine. If today's episode sparked questions about your own health or helped you understand your options more clearly, you're not alone. At Zeam Health, we provide integrated psychiatry, primary care, and aesthetic services designed to support your long-term well-being. To learn more or schedule a visit, head to zeamhealth.com. We'll be back soon with another conversation focused on care that goes beyond the surface.